consistency the name of the game for a player who's been criticized for being inconsistent. He's here on Overpass, and he had a stellar map #1. Why not continue it here?
And I'll tell you what, Overpass, in comparison to Vertigo, is even more of an opera's paradise. There's so many more opportunities to set yourself up for success. And if the track record of creating a system where Wiz gets a little bit more active, it stays true on a map like Overpass, we're in for a very, very nice treat to cap off our ECL night here.
We'll see for now. You can see a lot of presence being shown out towards that B short side. You see Stan Flash, your teammate, in. It's definitely helped in keeping this Ironblood defense tied down. Still holding 4 players at the second letter of the alphabet. Any other, like, terms for the letter B that you got? I only got...
Bravo bombsite. That's the one that CSGO, like, AI loves. They love the...
I'm going to bombsite Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, my teammates in Pugs are like that. Let's go to bombsite Bravo. They're bots.
The joke is that they're bots.
Yeah, that's... Look, I'm not really good at explaining my metaphors here. We're going to go into a little bit of a B-side play here as we jump on in. A good flash to knock Droid off the angle. We're going to get an easy bomb plant. Well, if they want to go ahead and plant front side of Dice, they wanted to cross towards Truck. They take some flack for it. And we're going to get a brawl. I'm not going to even try to put a gap in the defense. We're going to go ahead and just stomp right on through these retaking players. 2 killed for Droid. We see Rush, though, wanting to take some initiative. And he does it well with the Glock, even for the third. Now the dual Berettas, a Snav. They're dropped on the floor. A chaotic one there. But EG pick it apart.
Cute little bait setup in Bank to set up Wiz. Even after that getting just ruined by Droid. Immediately after, the trades were just so immaculate from both Flowerpot side and Truck. Rush with a beautiful 2 kills. The Goosh on the 3rd. Getting themselves a nice brawly pistol round victory. You can definitely still see that the individual is very much awake on the EG Black side of things. And they've gotten 5 Galils out on the board immediately. Not necessarily even taking stock of an AK. They want the utility, and
hello.
They should be very comfortable just walking up short here. Walker with the opener, and Walker with the second as well. An open B bomb site on the way.
Some cool utility being put in here by EG just to take these pistols out of commission completely. I guess I would say it's Stanislaw Stott standing out in the middle of the open, and Derek could, or Droid could not hit him. I mean, pistols can only do so much, and Rush having to tap a ton. Oh, we'll just call that a spray. 2-0 here for Evil Geniuses. It's a bit comical, but the guns are coming back out.
That's the time where you type in the chat like 1 tap and go about your day. Really try to get in the heads of the opponents in my matchmaking games. But regardless, 2 A4s out for Ironblood. Shane and Dare both rocking the newly, I don't know what do you say, buffed rifles, I guess, just by proximity to the A1S.
Yeah, I mean, the A4 is considered, has its role in the game. Certainly back, but of course the price difference is very real. Guns. Great nade. Oh, that's a very cheeky setup. A nade, and then Dare follows up. That's a good kill on a Rush. Good tactic, but ooh, Walco holding that angle, and that's going to be the trade back. He's even looking for the extra. He gets that information on an intra. And Walco going to take the opportunity, perhaps, to fall back just a bit. So 4-on-4 as it stands.
Very awkward fight is that connector. I mean, all of the little different angles that come up with those stairs are not easy. Walco getting that trade is so imminent and forces Ironblood to go searching for answers. And Droid, he goes peeking out, gets immediately traded out again, back into an even keel situation. Now Snav also surging forward. So in this situation, what do Ironblood do to respond? Do they just play reactively, or do they play actively? More so the former, as EG Black decide to rotate back to connector and get the drop onto the correct read here from Ironblood.
Oh, snap. He walked into bathrooms and didn't clear them out. Oh, no. This could be horrendous right now for Ironblood. At the same time, though, he still gets the kill on a snap. Bomb's going to get picked up here, but full site control is here for Evil Geniuses. Walko should be able to get himself a simple plant. And even getting Wiz further and further into the CT side position. A reload will come through for Walko. Flash over top, but inside a bank. Shane couldn't convert the kills. Down to Walko. 32 HP to his name. Smoke fading. Intra. Right around the truck. Spots him out.
Oh!
Walko's gonna get it done. A 1v2 for him and a 3-piece to make it 3 rounds.
That's not easy. I mean, all the fights won there from Walko are not easy fights to win. And I believe he might have spotted just a little bit of a shadow on that left side peak. And I believe they just felt like there was a commitment coming out in terms of what the CT thought in that situation. And he just swings the right side truck. Gets that insta-dink with the A1S. It's still deadly at that range, mind you. And it just relegates Ironblood immediately off. So another 3-0 start here for EG Black. Another hot start for them, this time on their offensive side. Much more difficult to pull off, but they're doing it very, very well. This time, it's just efficient trading. It's not anything too flashy, but they know how to play that buddy system properly, know how to systematically clear out certain positions, and they don't get frazzled even though they missed a certain spot on the map that they didn't clear out initially. They still re-clear, and they still get the job done in the post-plant.
So we'll see a little bit of a default towards this bathrooms position. Trying to keep these 5-7s on their toes. Typically easy to manipulate. Do see Snav take a bit of a swing. For seconds, he is. What a shot on the Wiz. Or Viz, rather. Gosh.
It begins.
I haven't mentioned how tough it's going to be to catch this. But now, Wiz, the counterpart, pushes forward and cleans up the rest with Rush in tow. So the map opened wide up, and I believe Stanislaus also heard many of those rotations away from the B site. So the bomb's going to get scooped up by Rush, and it will make itself over to B. 30 seconds on the clock. It's not a perfect amount of time, but with the heaven smoke coming in, it'll make the site take just a bit easier. Gets onto the site, but the wraparound from Stan's good enough. Smoke actually did miss there, but Walko's got it, and the bomb plant's going through, and all's fine and well.
Walko gets another. Should be a clean sheet here. I'd say that. Droid gets a beautiful little 2K. Takes a lot of damage in those previous gunfights and can't get any more in that round. But damage is certainly applied. Guns out Dare with the AWP. And Wiz with one of his own. So we get the big green gunfights immediately in round number 5. Very curious to see how Wiz decides to approach the T side of things, whether he's going to go for more openings or play a little bit more supportive, setting up utility. If the track record serves correct, we'll probably get a little bit more of the former. Look for openings rather than have them come to him.
Snap though on the seat. Oh, the flash wasn't good enough. Only half blinding up Walko. Wasn't expecting them to be so far up. And Evil Geniuses. This has been an incredible winning spree. Starting off from Vertigo and now going in towards Overpass. This gun round here is instrumental.
A little bit of an A default set to get the player out of connector. Getting even more map control here. And Dares had to pull away from all of that map control that he had garnered previously on long. And it's really just putting Ironblood under the ringer immediately. They can't search for any bits of information. Instead, they have to just really, again, play reactively. They can't search for information here. And look at this. Another util set of lip smoke here from Stanislaw as they pivot back on over to the A site, congregate over to the bathrooms, and really keep Dare on notice. Dare's actually pulling away. He's kind of hesitant here.
Yeah, and that might just result in Droid feeling the brunt of this one. He might feel the need to peek, but he could also just pick it up as they are lining up utility, and there you go. Wiz goes down. Droid will be traded out, though. Rush on 4 points of health, but it puts it down to the off of Dare. Needs to connect these initial shots, and he will. Viz falls first. But himself hiding behind the truck, getting wrapped up by Rush despite being on 4 HP. And despite the molly being right next to him and the nade, 8 seconds, 7, 6. Who's going to plant? 4. There is time to plant. Now needs to defend this bomb. With his life, he will. Walco doing wonders. He'll hold on to the round for EG, keeping that win streak going.
Impact from the former IGL of Walco. He is doing wonders on these A bomb site post plants. That was just a very sticky situation. It felt like for a second there, EG Black didn't even know that the bomb got stopped. Kind of stunned there with the nade kill, but immediately routing themselves. I mean, again, you see these situations where younger squads would just absolutely crumble, but EG have been holding firm no matter what's being thrown at them, no matter what kind of situation has gone topsy-turvy. And they deservedly earned these 5 rounds. It's not necessarily only the clean tactics, but it's also just these clutch players and a cool head from majority of the lineup thus far, especially Walco.
What a high pressure situation for him to be in and actually deliver on as well. Ironblood down to a half by having to stack up that B site. And Evil Geniuses found the gap in the defense, as they typically do. I wouldn't even, this team is not a firepower team. They are one who do have the great tactics about them. That might go to the Ironblood camp, though. They've been hitting some sick deagle headshots. They're going to need to hit 4 more to win this round.
Instant A execute really forces their hand here. Got to watch for the quick A-wraps that can come from connector. Dare's already up. Bomb will go down. These retakes do get pretty difficult.
Yeah, sometimes can be really annoying, those pistols, if they get a lot of space. See Walco in charge of holding on. Clearing out the flanks now. EG can turn all their attention back on towards the sites. They've already made their way on towards the sites. They're getting access to that bomb, but Rush is just going to spray them down with Viz. And 6-0 the scoreline right here for Evil Geniuses. Series already getting out of hand.
Yeah, Smokes, Molotov's A execution is immaculate. They don't allow, as you're saying, for the pistols to have space. That's when things can get very ugly. Basic CT crossfires with long truck setups can get very ugly very fast. And as soon as that bomb plant, I mean, the systematically taking care of the flanks and turning their attention immediately after Rush take contact, it's just picture perfect Counter-Strike here from EG Black. And there's got to be an answer somewhere from Ironblood. We're not seeing that aggressive tendency coming out from them, trying to break this default from EG. It's kind of been letting them do their own thing, but finally something gives away. Dare wins the AWP head-to-head and gets the opening on the board. Finally something to hang over EG Black's head.
On the flip side, though, Evil Geniuses kind of get this map control for free. Very passive setup from Ironblood. Quite searching for all the information right now. It's only Snav who's really in charge of that.
Very passive setup for sure on the A side of things. Snav's gotten a lot of information just at the fact that there's nothing bathrooms really with his shoulder peaks. There's nothing really banana side. And that'd be right. Look at this. Cheating rotates over 4 players on this B bomb site. Really ready to greet and Dare with the collateral.
I mean, it's still a great headshot back from Viz, but the Molly's going to finish him off. 2v4. We're looking at the first round potentially here for Ironblood. Still 2 players in at Monster, though. And I think they're going to discount this position. Intro's going to open up. And Stanislav not even ready for the full pillar swing. Intro will clean up the rest of the round. And that will be 6-1. It's the first round on the board for Ironblood.
Great little read there from Snav and Co. Getting a lot of information from Bathrooms and Banana respectively. Channeling that information on over to some cheater B rotates. And Dare catches the timing beautifully. Missing the flashes. Missing that initial utility hit just gives him free reign and back graffiti. And, I mean, these rounds have been close. I mean, they've not been the cleanest in the post plants, and it's relegated Rush down to a MAC 10. And other than Walco, the coffers are starting to be expended quite quickly. So not out of the gates are EG. 6 rounds is definitely fantastic, but you want to keep this momentum and pressure up. Ironblood definitely have a way in here, and they want to try to wrestle back control of this half before it spirals too ahead of this control. This is their opportunity to make it happen.
I don't know, Ironblood haven't really needed to do anything fancy in this round, and I think that might be a solution against Evil Geniuses. Just do what you're used to, do what you're comfortable with. If you can do it better than EG, then it's all that matters. Slow bathrooms control, you can see being taken here by Evil Geniuses, but Ironblood, they're not going to overextend too far.
Again, very lacking in terms of CT aggression. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Overpass does lend itself to such setups, and Snav finally decides to take a peek out and he gets punished. Immediately down to 13 HP, and I think EG Black wants to chase this. They immediately get that opener punish, and now Dare's really caught between a rock and a hard place, trying to call for rotates, trying to call for some sort of reinforcement.
Flashes wasn't good though. Flash wasn't good. Viz goes down, but oh man, they've absolutely sold it. They sold it on the B site. They sold the entire A site to Ironblood. You can go and have that piece of land. Thanks for that plant. This, again, just another masterful round, but Wiz decides to peek into heaven, and he will go down at the hands of Dare. Things get dicey, but Intra falls, and the crossfire is too good between Evil Geniuses. It's Shane, a 1v3 to go and save. 7 rounds now for Evil Geniuses. It looked dicey to start, but realistically, they had the round won the entire time.
That was just a magical call for there from Stanislaw. You keep your B feelers on for quite some time, and you really keep Snav under the collar, hot under the collar, and you pressure him. Immediately after Viz gets that kill, and you see how advanced he is on those death cams, Dare is just panicking at that point, calling for all these rotates. But little did they know that they had all of that connector presence to just completely bow out and get that plant on immediately. That was just fantastic calling there from Stanislaw, one that he's been lauded for previously on this very organization. What a scary state of affairs now for Evil Genius, or sorry, for Ironblood rather. AWP bought out for Dare again, but 7-1 in the hole. Things are going from bad to worse, especially with this being the favored side.
This is a nice boost, though. That will catch off Walco. The little gimmick's working, but how will EG react off of that information? Not to use a meme template for that. It's not my reaction to that information. It's EG's reaction to that information. This is already all the way up long, though. This has been a 5-man gamble stack over towards the B site, and Evil Geniuses are taking full advantage of that right now.
Big part about Ironblood is having these cute little setups, these gimmick plays, but they haven't been able to push the issue beyond that. Finally, rotations come back over the other way, but here come the smokes. This time, I believe Ironblood have the advantage of getting ahead of these pieces of utility and trying to engage, but they're just blind. They're blind as bats. Droid gets caught out. Shane now surging forward ahead of them all. He gets caught off as well, and it's just an outclassing at this point. EG are just playing a masterful game of Counter-Strike, and it's left a really impossible A retake here, but Dare!
Okay, there's options for a retake now. Stan, though, what a tap, what another tap. Oh, goodness, it's all done. It would start it off with a bang, but then it falls flat towards the end. 8-1 for Evil Geniuses. At least they kept it entertaining, though.
That no-scope, man. Through the smoke, no-scoping just... That is not an easy shot. That is a blind shot. That is a very that is a shot. That is one of the shots. That was crazy. And at this point, you're getting all of these close. I mean, how many close situations have we been having for Ironblood that they just can't get it over the line? And now at this point, you can't break through the bank. The damage has already been done. The half has been won on the T side of things for EG Black, and at this point, it's just consolation.
Nick, hold on. Things have changed. That's a nice shot from Dare. Right on the edge of the smoke. Spam from Monster. Whiz on the Snav. It's chaos all over. At the end of the day, it is Ironblood who do sit a man up for once. But with a minute to play with Evil Geniuses can still make this mid-round work. How can they navigate this for a win?
Wiz will definitely have to spend a lot of time here trying to get his way all the way back after recovering the bomb. But with his advanced positioning from Wiz, they're definitely going to have to work in tandem here.
It's a hell of a duo in this clutch, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Two men peering into the B bomb side. Obviously, a quick rotation for Dare. Ability is there often. Try to take a 2v1 gunfight off this single A side.
They're walking up onto the site too silently. I mean, Dare's peering into short, 30 seconds remaining. Intra's also going deeper into the site. It's going to take forever for him to rotate, and they might be able to hear Shane jump spotting. They do! They quick scope him, and that's the last thing he expected. That is a real big surprise. Surprise is Viz! I can't believe it. What a play in the 2v3 as they just snuck up, walked up onto that A site, and Intra is in a very difficult situation. There are kits on the ground for him to pick up, sure. But he has to face up against two players. Is there a smoke? Is there anything that can give him some extra gas in this situation? He's just going to give this one up, I think. The op on the ground, he's picking that one up. He's not even attempting this. Evil Geniuses are up 9-1 on the T side. This is grim for Ironblood right now.
Viz has been playing Bathroom so well. I mean, as soon as he gets that advanced position, he doesn't let go of it. And as soon as he joins hands with with Wiz, rather, they walk up hand in hand, and they understand that, look, no matter what comes our way, if we trade, we can get ourselves into a 1v1, but that isn't even the case. They get the sound cue of the dump spot from Shane and back. They clear him out scot-free. They get the bomb down. And the icing on the cake there is just the aggression to punish Dare on the heaven rotate as well. And things go swimmingly for EG Black. 9-1 the scoreline, an absolute masterclass of an offensive half here from the tenured American organization.
So we have 4 players walking into the monster. A bit of a new look here for EG, but it's the same result. Success. Stand into the site as well. Lots of damage on a Shane. Finished off the job. The flashes are perfect as well. Dare completely neutralized. It's only Droid. He's down to 12. Even Rush still holding on, watching the flank. He spots the... Does he see the player? He sees the player in heaven. He gets the kill on a Snav. That's an unbelievable kill to be able to find. Droid on no HP. Tickle peek from Rush is enough. Double digits to 1 for Ironblood. That is an incredible set of circumstances right there. The kill from Rush. The entry into the site. As well, Evil Geniuses are just all over this play right now. Their protocols have been perfect today. They have not missed a beat. Makes you wonder how they've even, how that Cash Cup was even going. I was talking about how I was casting a bit of that Cash Cup. And I talked about how, oh, it's just a bit of a more of an informal event. This isn't really teams trying their best. Maybe EG are trying their hardest in this Cash Cup. They didn't really unleash their full form here. They are just on fire right now. They're discounting Viz. He'll get punished and receive an early grave. Only a couple seconds into the round. Op on the floor. FAMASes are what remain here for Ironblood. It is not looking great.
And I mean, then you take into the account that this isn't even their full lineup. If supposedly George is supposed to join hands and link up with this roster, then the firepower, man, we've already been talking about how it's been looking very deadly today. Imagine the former star of Nouns on this roster and the amount of damage that this lineup can do throughout the regular season and perhaps even the playoffs. I mean, it's definitely one to write home about. 4v4 now, Intra pulling things back. But with how much Fountain control EG Black have, they can still work the map as they please. 40 seconds left on the clock as Droid decides to go peering down bathrooms. Stops a little bit ahead of it.
Right now, but oh, he just gets destroyed by Rush. The information, the contact play is too good here from Evil Geniuses. Looks going in here for Walker. Or misses. That could be dangerous. That allows this dumpster angle to open up. Rush has to enter this one, and feet near perfect within. The flashes are so good. Everyone full blind. Headshot landed with Viz together. Plant is comfortable. And Ironblood, again, are sat down. Intra must save $300 to his name and 11 rounds on the board for Evil Geniuses.
I mean, full blinding both players on truck there is not easy. Like, you have to have some precision on those flashbangs, and it completely makes up for the botched smoke on his CT previous. Intra does get some parting kills on the way out, but at this point, none of it is in his favor. He gets shut down by Wiz to close out the round. 1-1-1 is how the scoreboard reads, but a couple more ones in EG's favor bodes very poorly for Ironblood.
And now, the Evil Geniuses up 11-1. I mean, we're seeing desperation forced by territory right now for Ironblood. They just need rounds on the board. And I would have to say the T side doesn't get any easier considering what EG we're up to. And Vertigo, we'll see a B rush coming through. It is fast a blitz into this. Viz completely discounting the site itself. But Snav, he didn't hear Rush at all. Completely focused on towards that site itself. And Rush able to pick up a clean kill. But the bomb is down. And with Dare watching over the site, it's looking pretty solid. Wiz still in position, though, from that monster side. That bomb can deal some serious damage, but off the contact, off the off shot, that will be Droid swinging through. And Rush in a 1v3.
Much more difficult to clutch this one out. Only a smoke to boot. And every CT is just swarming this bomb. Stand still here. Maybe just trying to get another kill out the door before heading into round number 14. But nothing offered up as such. Rush re-navigating himself to short. But crossfires aplenty. This should be done and dusted.
Yeah, Rush, 30 seconds. Admittedly, if he gets the first on a droid, if he's clean with it, there is something to talk about. He could line them both up. He could. He could line them both up. Of course, Dare is going to be there for the trade either way. I wouldn't give Rush a huge chance, but that was almost something beautiful. Second round on the board there for Ironblood, though, and crisis averted.
Well, keeping only 2 men alive is definitely not going to be the best of situations. Droid with the only money in the bank, so these 4 are an absolute necessity if you want to continue to have legs in this. But again, very desperation station here for Ironblood, as they just push through their own smoke in mid, and Dare gets rewarded with another of his own. So 3v5 out the gates. This is a little bit more like it out the tail end of the half. If they could get a little bit more confidence and mojo under their step, then who knows?
Also get to see Rush pop up from top connector, though. And I'm not sure how many people are actually aware of this position. Rush walking past the bathrooms. An op posted up as well in the form of Dare. There's still very big possibility. It comes down to the duels here, though. And Snap, this is just a nasty off angle overall. Walko busy checking towards that bathroom side. Scamper off. But Stan, he picks up the off and makes short work of Droid. Is he ready to flick on up? Dare! Oh my goodness! He's tucked away in the corner. He goes down the same. Now it's a 2v3. Now things start to get weird. We see Shane, or rather Intra, inside of short. Cutting off those rotations so they can keep 2 players here on this A site. Certain advantage goes here with Ironblood. And now, well, Snav gets the jump spot. I believe he spotted both of them. Molly's gonna force him out in the open. Could not finish the job on a Stan. Stan still alive, but now getting flanked. Couldn't hit the shot. on the second try, and Shane has got it locked in. 3 rounds now for Iron Blood. They are just holding on.
Got a little uncomfortable there, Iron Blood, but they navigated just the same. Final round of the half here. It's not the prettiest buy to close out a stellar offensive half from EG Black, but they'll have to make do. I mean, obviously, 11-4 is you've still gotten the job done. 12-3, now that's just an absolute pummeling. Believe this is a timeout from EG. Trying to get their ducks in a row, whether they want to speed things up again. It didn't necessarily fare too well for them on the B bomb site. These defaults have been more so what's been tearing Iron Blood up.
And so, Evil Geniuses are actually down to their last. Like, that was actually a timeout called them from EG as well. They do want to actually close this one down 12-3 or find a good strategy. Get themselves back in that winning mentality. Don't want to zone out towards the later end of the game. I mean, there have been some talks back from the RMR about South American teams and how they don't give up, and how, I believe it's Semphis, the coach of Nouns, is talking on that. We're not going to have too much time to talk about that, however. We already have full short control here for Evil Geniuses, and I think they just want to pounce on this B site for a really fast play. They want to keep that winning mentality about them, and this might be the way to do it. Flashes go in. On the entry we go. Walker will be able to flick up for the first. Shane will get traded out, but the damage dealt is immense. But the Tech 9, that's the biggest kill. That is an op-down for Retrieval. Stan picks that one up. But Droid, can he lock this round in? He'll trade back onto Viz. And Snap, he has revealed his position as well. And you can see, look at that Stan. He's just going to beeline it towards that A site. While Wiz walks up on B, he could catch rotating players in position. Look at this. Look where Wiz has gotten himself to. At the same time, though, Droid, is this barrel seen? Oh, Wiz has spotted that barrel. Wiz has seen that barrel. This is the free kill. That's the entry into the site. This is the bamboozling that EG have gotten up to, but Snav will close out the half. Catching Wiz looking the wrong way, and that will be halftime now. Evil Geniuses in the lead.
Such a close unraveling of that final round. I mean, you could definitely see the idea. Stanislav making so much sound to try to cause some rotation on those back CT players, and then you see the smoke go high, and then a bit of a cat and mouse game there from the flashes back and forth from Snap. They don't actually account for him. They think that he's on the A bomb site, that they can get the plant scot-free. But no, he was actually in graffiti to get the 4th round of the board. It's not necessarily the prettiest scoreline for Iron Blood, but they've got at least a couple rounds to play with a little bit of leeway heading into their offensive half. But all in all, fantastic half from EG Black, looking to close the series out in a very comfortable 2-0 fashion. But before that, we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll see you for potentially the final half of the series.
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, ayo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall. And if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back.
And we're back in 11-4 once again for Evil Geniuses. This has been a hell of a debut night for them, but there's been a little bit of gas from Ironblood towards the end. 3 in a row to keep this half 11-4. I'm fine, joined by Dat Paladin, as we could see a 2-0, but Ironblood are going to need to have a hell of a comeback to make that not happen.
Certainly. I mean, the ball is in EG's court to just shut this thing down in a map that's been widely regarded as one of the most CT dominant maps in the pool. And it's a bit of a gamble onto the B bomb site from EG Black, and they're just gonna march up all the way A, 5 long. It's gonna be an absolute bloodbath in terms of a retake, but the kit is there for rush.
Oh, but that might not matter. It depends. All the players on the site have flooded through. They're trying to expand. They're trying to get out towards battles, fight for control, fight for space, and that is exactly what Snap will do. First kill found onto Walco, a gush onto Wiz too. Things not starting off well here for EG. Maybe Rush can make the difference though, and Wiz the same. Rush keeps going. He will get dropped eventually. Droid down to 10 though. Does not feel good and will get finished before getting another though. Now a 1v1. Stan with the kit and the armor. Shane with the better angle perhaps. Stan has to reload, and Shane's gonna flick up for the headshot. Up close, in close range. Ironblood get the pistol round. Is that enough to keep them going?
Ooh, mighty close there for Stanislaw to pull it over the line, but Shane holds strong from bank. Galil's out, bomb plant secured, and an immediate force back. I believe this is the first force back of the entire game. After a lost pistol. And EG want to get things shut down here and now. Won't be easy, especially with the number of vests out and lack of head armor. 1 Mac 10 can really ruin your day when it comes to an SMG like that.
Could be a very punishing decision as well, considering, you know, lose this round is basically 11-7 guaranteed. Get you within striking distance. You know, hop, skip, and a jump, win that first gun round, and you're business. Ironblood putting a lot of emphasis towards his party section, and Stanislaw is the man pushed up long. He hears a lot of this information, and he'll be making the calls. Of course, as he is the IGL right now for EG.
Pivoting back on over. Nade onto the boost to no avail. And as Ironblood get prepared for this B-side hit, here comes another monster smoke. They're probably going to go ahead of this. And rightfully so. Oh, actually, no, they're going to wait this out. They're going to wait this out, and they're going to wait for even more information to come from Stanislaw. Another smoke on the bottom of monsters. They got to start making a pretty concrete decision here before it gets too late. We're talking 20 minutes. 20 seconds. Stanislaw is all the way back in the
man.
Backline's a huge kill on a Snav. And
the
Rush
rest,
getting another kill. It's
and the rest just falls into place. The rest is just falling into place here, Paladin. I mean, 7 HP on Shane. Dare down to 63. They've got this unlocked. 5 seconds to plant. There's no time. This force spike can just win the game outright, as he will go down. What a round from Evil Geniuses. They non-stop smoked monster. They had Ironblood sitting, waiting for the entire round. And EG just said, all right, go on, I guess.
I mean, that's one of the rounds where you don't you're in such a deficit in terms of rounds that you are so nervous that there's going to be some kind of MP9 5.7 spray down at the bottom of Monster that you don't want to go full gray screen in that situation. You're just so nervous, especially with the limited amount of opportunities that you have, that you just got to sit and wait these smokes up. But I mean, even their A side anchors are dropping Monster smokes, and as soon as that happened, it felt like it was all over. But these trades are really efficient for Ironblood to get 2 rifles up, but the flashes are even better. More trades again, and we sit in this really awkward 2v2 here. Guns still in favor of Evil Geniuses, but a little bit more of positioning and space in this map for Ironblood to work it out a little bit.
I like Viz's positioning, though, putting himself back towards... Oh, this is a bad position. This is a bad position for Walker. He's going to go down. He is going to go down. Open A site. Viz can at least start to make his way up connector, and he does hear Snav, but he takes a route where he can't be spotted from the connector peak right off the bat. So Dare's going to tuck himself in. He's watching the front bathroom side. This is good. Crosshair headshot level, and that's a force buy right back for Ironblood Gaming. An overextension from Evil Geniuses is punished by the team effort of Ironblood.
Yeah, and that is what they did best in their game against MIBR. Very, very just efficient trading, capitalizing on opponents' mistakes, trying to break open the defense through 1,000 paper cuts, essentially. And that's what happens in round number 18. An uglier force buy from EG than the round previous. It's going to get much harder this time around. And especially with the kind of money that Ironblood are backed by at this point. Talking some real heroics. You don't want these force buy wars to go out for too long here.
Right out there, poking and prodding towards this short end of things. Someone's showing some face for sure. Still 2 players held towards the long position for Evil Geniuses. This could pay it. Could pay off if someone tries to challenge on their own. And that man is walking up, and oh, Wiz, he will be able to connect. 2 shots will do the trick. And Intra swinging through, but Viz has got the drop on Dare. 3 on 3, they're gonna walk through Monster. 2 players on the site. Effort begins. Intra though on entry will not quite convert the kill. It'll be Walker with that on the site. The 5.7 is gonna make good work, as well as a tag lands on the Shane from the hands of Wiz. It's gonna be a force buy right back for Evil Geniuses. Surprise to many as they look to take over the game.
Oh, that was just fantastic in terms of tags from Wiz. It makes the site players that are trying to come in so uncomfortable. And Pillar just turns into such a deadly position with the 5.7. Having so much mobility to dance around every which way. Make your opponents that much more uncomfortable. And another force buy here for Ironblood. They're running out of opportunities here. 2 Galils, 3 Deagles, and only a single smoke to boot. And an A setup. They want to fight again.
Oh, goodness. And it works wonders. It works wonders for EG. And who needs 2 people? We'll bring an extra player to the party and make it 14-6 just like that.
And that's the difference between the first force buy that they lost. Instead of just leaving a single player to take the kind of aggressive flight paths there, you have an extreme crunch. 2 from long, 1 from middle. And it overwhelms Ironblood. They don't know where to look. They don't know where to trade. And they finally have to kind of take some serious concessions here, but they've run out of rounds here, Fi. They have to somewhat force into this round as well.
Oh, this is a bit ambitious, though, from Wiz. That'd be an easy Tech 9 kill for Droid, a solo mission. That does not pan out. They missed one of their mollies, I believe, in towards that playground side, and that did not pan out. So, armed with an M4, and the rest on Tech 9s, but no utility. 2 smoke and a flash.
Uncharacteristic from Wiz, and those are the kind of mistakes that Ironblood love to punish. Walko left on his lonesome, and slowly but surely the rotations start to come in on the A side of things. Aggression down into long, and a pivot back over to potentially front sight. And another Deagle shot being landed. Monster smoke being dropped by Viz. And here comes the utility here for Iron Blood, whatever lack thereof that they have.
All right, so Viz on the site with the MP9. Oh, it's the perfect gun for the job. It's 3 kills. And now the long player even opens up. A bomb plant, sure, but you're about to go down to 15-6, just like it was on Vertigo. They have to win 9 rounds in a row to stay in the series. Other than that, though, it's a wonderful debut from Evil Geniuses.
The very least, you get the bomb plant. You got some guns in your back pocket. So if you're going to go down, you can go down swinging. But you're exactly right, Fi. The debut here from EG Black here at ECL Season 43 has been pristine. The playbooks look fresh. The individuals look rejuvenated. And the record should start off spotless.
So short control is actually going to be made here by Iron Blood. Oh, one of their final bouts, and you already see Dare go down to 10 as a result of wall bangs, and even the nade comes through, chips him down to 6. They're going to walk up towards short. They're all going to go down, and, well, this isn't looking pretty. As it goes to the B site, it's this sort of situation. 2v4. And it's looking like we're going to get a great debut out of Evil Geniuses.
Oh.
Walko swings in, lands the instant headshot. Droid needs to scoop up that bomb. He's revealed his position as well. Rush knows. Droid unaware. Rush is going to close it down. It's a 2-0 dominance from Evil Geniuses.